Welcome back to Lovin Sheila podcast shorts number 10. Let's jump right into this. We all know that this thing, loving ourselves, is a journey. For those of us who've gotten away from it a little bit, it's just really reclaiming ourselves, our identity, our life, and where we want to go with our life. Doing what we want to do and making sure everything that we do is something that is internal and something that we are motivated to do, and that we're not people pleasing or being pushed by what other people's want or expect of us or what other people want us to be. So it's really just identity, focusing on our identity, who we are, what we want, and so forth. And so in my process, in my journey, I have found quite a bit of awareness. I've become more and more aware, and everything that I talk about in my therapy is just the things that I've learned about myself. And I'm really hyper focused. I'm trying to be hyper focused on me because I set the stage, set the foundation for everything that happens in my life, and making sure I do what I want to do. I represent myself the way I want to represent myself, and I'm seen the way that I want to be seen. Now, in the process, I have had quite a few things exposed about me. So this journey is a journey that is exposing. It exposes other people. Not only do we see that, for me, I have a tendency or a proclivity to um, be attracted to love bombers, people who are um, strong and laying it down, and with a lot of game and whatnot. I like it. Okay, I like it. But I realized in my process that that's not really healthy for me. And so in some things, I've kind of gone away from what I think I like to just doing the opposite, because I learned that some of the things that I like, some of the things that I am drawn to, are not necessarily things that are healthy and something that is life giving. And I'm looking for life giving behaviors. And so that was exposed about me. As I look back over my life, my relationships, I see that that is something that has always drawn me in. And so I have to, and then the folks that I had the most significant relationships were people who like really came on strong. And so I had to figure out what that was about me, rather than to truly vet the situation, that I really jumped in based on a lot of words as opposed to seeing the sincerity of people's actions. And so that's what got exposed about me. And that's just my proclivity. That's who I am. That's what I've done. And so as I move forward, I'm pretty much trying to do things differently than I've done in the past, because though I've had some degree of success, we'll call it success, there's a lot of disappointments. And I realize disappointments will come, it's part of the process. But sometimes we set ourselves up for disappointment. And so that's what I'm trying to managing my expectations and managing the outcomes as much as I can by my own behavior, and recognizing healthy characteristics versus unhealthy characteristics and trying to move forward in that. And so my proclivity to enjoy love bombers and have seducing words and be drawn in by all those things just didn't work for me. And so now I'm exposing, like, what is it in me, and really trying to get that out of me so that I can be drawn to more sincere conversations, more sincere I don't know, reflections on how people feel about me or whatever, just not just be enticed by words. It's very important. And it's so simple, like everything is. But I found that this was something that I was prone to. And so now I'm trying to really get away from all these behaviors that put me in the same situation with just a different person. So just repeating, or as I heard recently, recycling the cycle. It's time to stop recycling the cycle. Recycling is good as it relates to the earth and the environment, but recycling bad behaviors and recycling bad relationships and just changing the name is not a good behavior. So we have to look at what is underneath, what is causing us to have these recycled moments, And for me, it was that's what I like. I like to be love bombed. I like to be swept off my feet. But sometimes, I don't know if this is the right term, but a slow burn is better than just that massive approach that some people put on you. And then we have to be discerning enough to recognize these things, to know what's good for us. And so that's what's been exposed for me. Like, okay, you are drawn to this, you like it, it is not substantial, it is not enduring, it is not sustainable. So we need to stop recycling unsustainable behaviors, unsustainable responses, and we need to recycle things that are healthy, things that create life, things that are life giving, things that are supportive and help us to be built up and not torn down. Because if you're love bombed and you're put on this, whatever this thing is that happens, and you're feeling really great, as soon as that's over, you find yourself feeling really not so great. So if we can build sustainable relationships with sustainable behaviors, with sustainable responses, that's where we're going to be healthier. And so that's what I feel like has been exposed as I go through my therapy, exposing a lot of things about Sheila that I can work on. And I'm sure now that I'm not only just relating to myself, but others, those unhealthy characteristics, just say, for instance, when I don't feel like I'm being love bombed and constantly told how absolutely great I am or beautiful I am or whatever the case may be, I might feel a little annoyed. So that's kind of a toxic trait. And so that's something that I am working to overcome, um, to build a new habit. My brother was telling me about, I think, habit stacking, to build a new habit, a new way of relating, a new way of loving. Like I talked to you about previously, the eros and the agape. Let's get away from the eros that's just feeding our flesh, and let's get to something that is more sustainable, more life-giving, and just healthier altogether. So along the journey, we are going to be exposed, and it is necessary, because for me, I swept a lot of things under the rug. I didn't deal with a lot of things, and they festered. And so now everything's coming up and it's rearing its head, and I have to address it. And it's taking time. It's not something that is immediately going away. It's a constant battle, and I have to be careful not to get in my own way. And that's what these bad and these unhealthy habits do. They get in our way. So if you're like me, just realize things are going to come up. You're going to learn things as you become more self-aware. You're going to learn things about yourself, but just don't give up. Keep fighting, keep pushing through. They may keep coming up, but it'll get better over time. So let's just fight this fight together. Let's learn not to recycle bad behavior, but let's learn to build new behaviors, good habits, and let's stack them up until we become the healthiest person that we can be, and we become our best self. And we are thereby enabled to love ourselves better. And that's all I have for you today. I will see you on the next Lovin Sheila. Until then, take care of yourself, and I will see you soon.